Nothing looks wrong, and that's the problem. Our world is full of quiet places. We see them from a car window, or during a long walk. They are fields of green grass that stretch towards a distant line of trees. They are lakes with surfaces as still as glass, reflecting a pale blue sky. They are empty country roads that curve gently over a small hill, disappearing from view. These landscapes seem to offer a sense of peace. They feel stable and predictable. Our eyes scan them and find nothing out of place. There are no sudden movements, no loud noises, no obvious signs that would cause us to stop and think twice about our surroundings. It is a familiar and comforting picture. This feeling of safety is a powerful instinct. We have learned over thousands of years to recognize immediate threats. We look for a predator in the shadows, or listen for the crack of a breaking branch. Our senses are finely tuned to detect things that are sharp, fast, loud. A landscape that is open, silent, and still sends a clear signal to our brain. All is well. You can relax. You can continue on your way without concern. But this perception is based only on what we can see and hear on the surface. Our senses are not designed to look deeper. They do not register what is happening meters below the ground. They cannot detect invisible gases in the air we breathe. They are not equipped to understand the slow, powerful geological forces that shape a place over centuries. We walk across the surface of the world, but the world itself is a complex system of layers. The problem is not that something is wrong with these places. The problem is that nothing looks wrong at all. The very calmness that puts our minds at ease is what makes these environments so deceptive. The truth is not on the surface. It is buried. To understand these places, we need more than just our eyes. We need a different way of seeing. Imagine standing in one of those quiet fields. If you were to walk through it, you would not stop. But if you could see the land in a new way, the story would begin to change. If you could peel back the surface, you would discover a world that is not visible. A normal map shows you roads, towns, and rivers. It helps you get from one point to another. But there are other kinds of maps. These maps reveal what is unseen. They can show the layers of rock deep underground. They can illustrate how water flows through hidden channels beneath the soil. They can plot the location of invisible pockets of gas that have been trapped for millions of years. They do not show you where to go. They show you what you are standing on. We will start with the innocent visuals, the peaceful landscapes that we instinctively trust. Then, we will slowly introduce the maps. Layer by layer, the information will build. You will see how an ordinary-looking hill is part of a massive, unstable fault line. You will see how the still water of a beautiful lake conceals a deep reservoir of dissolved carbon dioxide. The map does not shout a warning. Instead, it tells a different story, a quiet and unsettling narrative that runs parallel to the one our senses tell us. Each location we will explore looks harmless. It has no obvious warning signs. The danger is not apparent to the casual observer. It only becomes clear once you understand what is happening beneath the surface, once you see the information provided by the map. We begin with a body of water. It is a lake, nestled in a valley, surrounded by lush green hills. The surface is almost perfectly still, a mirror reflecting the soft gray clouds above. There are no boats, no people, no signs of activity along its shores. The only sound is the distant call of a bird, echoing across the quiet landscape. It is the kind of scene that invites contemplation, a place where one might come to find peace. Our next stop is a vast open field. It is a rolling expanse of grassland that stretches to the horizon under a wide open sky. The tall grasses sway gently in a constant soft breeze, creating waves of color that shift from pale green to dusty gold. There are no trees to break the view. This is a landscape of profound simplicity and openness. This kind of open terrain is deeply reassuring to the human mind. An open field means there are no places for predators to hide. Finally, let us consider a road. It is a quiet, two-lane strip of asphalt cutting through a sparse, rocky landscape. The road is empty. It stretches forward, rising and falling with the gentle contours of the land until it vanishes over a distant rise. On either side, the terrain is rugged and barren. There is a profound stillness here. An empty road like this one can feel particularly serene. It suggests a journey without interruption, a clear path forward. We return to the serene lake. The map tells a different story. It reveals the lake fills a deep, steep-sided crater. The next map layer shows the lake sits directly on top of a pocket of magma. This is a volcanic lake. Because of the magma below, carbon dioxide gas seeps up and dissolves into the cold, deep water. The lake is like a giant, unshaken bottle of soda. A disturbance could trigger a limnic eruption. The gas, heavier than air, would erupt from the lake and flow silently down into the surrounding valleys, displacing all oxygen. We now stand again in the whispering grasslands. The map shows the solid ground is merely a thin layer of soil and clay over porous sandstone. The next layer plots pockets of trapped hydrogen sulfide gas. The grasslands are the roof over a network of pressurized gas chambers. Where the gas seeps, it poisons the soil. From the ground, these variations would be dismissed as natural, but on the map, they form a clear pattern. Because it is heavier than air, it can collect in low-lying areas, forming invisible, silent pools of poison. A person could wander into one of these areas without any warning. We return to the empty road. The map reveals the road has been built directly over a vast, ancient salt deposit. A second map shows how underground water is channeled directly through the salt layer. Where water meets salt, the salt dissolves. Over decades, groundwater has been silently carving out vast, empty spaces, a hidden world of voids growing directly beneath the road. The radar data shows extreme instability. The road that looks solid is a fragile bridge stretching over nothing. The collapse, when it comes, will be sudden and catastrophic. So why doesn't your brain recognize the danger in these places? Our senses are the product of millions of years of evolution. They are superbly adapted for survival, but only against certain kinds of threats. We are experts at detecting sudden change. The dangers we have explored are of a different nature. They are silent, invisible, and slow. This creates a profound sensory blind spot. We are unaware of what our senses cannot tell us. We mistake the absence of evidence for the evidence of absence. Our minds are built to create mental shortcuts. When we see a landscape that resembles one we already know to be safe, we instinctively transfer that feeling of security. The problem is that surface appearance is not a reliable indicator of underlying structure. Once our brain has settled on a story, it is very resistant to information that contradicts it. We actively seek out details that support our chosen narrative and unconsciously ignore those that do not. A place can look almost identical year to year while becoming exponentially more dangerous. The appearance of safety stays constant, while actual risk accelerates toward catastrophe. The most dangerous places, it turns out, are not the ones that look scary. They are the ones that look just like everywhere else. In the end, we return to the calm imagery where we started. Fields, lakes, roads still look the same. They are still quiet. They are still, on the surface, peaceful. But they are no longer simple. The most dangerous places aren't marked. They're misunderstood. The danger is not marked because it is misunderstood.